Why do some people say that SEO is dead, or your business shouldn't invest in SEO as a channel anymore? Well, in today's video, I'm going to share with you some reasons why they might actually be right. Well, that's if you're using strategies that are stuck in the past. I'm going to break down several reasons why SEO is actually more difficult this year than in the past if you're using outdated strategies. And what's crazy is nobody is talking about these reasons, and they are having a huge impact on the overall state of organic search. If we haven't met yet, my name's Scott Redgate. I'm an online marketing coach, and let's dive right in. And this video is super important because I'm sure you've seen some of the blog posts over the past several years that SEO is dead and it's impossible to do well and get organic referral traffic from Google. And while I do not agree with that, I think those are just clickbait headlines. I do want to share with you some contributing factors where if you're doing the same thing over and over again, if you're trying to do the same SEO process that you did 5 to 10 years ago, it's not going to work. And in today's video, I want to unpack several reasons why that is the case. Now, this is not really going to dive into your actual strategy that you're doing, but I want to talk about some macro things going on here in why SEO is getting harder if you are trying to do the same thing over and over again. So the first thing that I want to look at here is Google's own tool, Google Trends, all right? And I'm looking at the search term Google. And so what you can see is from 2004 to really 2016, there was tremendous growth with interest for people looking for Google. And if we correlate interest with search activity on Google, what that means is that let's say you started a business in 2008 and you wrote some articles and you wrote some content on your website and you published that, okay? Well, let's say you didn't touch any of that content, and let's assume that you were able to maintain the rankings for some of your top keywords throughout that time without even touching it. Well, just because Google was growing, you could see increased traffic to your website by not doing anything. You could really ride the coattails of Google and see an increase in organic traffic just because more people were going to Google and searching on Google. Now, in 2016, that trend started to reverse. And according to Google Trends, the popularity of Google actually started to decline. And then over the past couple of years, it's essentially flat. And so what that means is you're not going to get the benefit that you were from 2004 to 2016, where you could maintain the same rankings and still see organic traffic gains. You're going to have to fight even harder. And now I want to talk about something else. And now I'm based in the United States. And so if you look at census data since 1910, the percentage growth in the population of the United States, it went from 308 million and change in 2010 to 2020, it was at 331 million. And so that's a 7.4% change. But if you look at that compared to previous decades, that's actually significantly less. I mean, the last time we saw a percentage change of that level was around 1940. So if you look at those two factors where there's not as many people being born and over the past several years, there's not as much interest in Google, that means that the referral traffic possibilities from Google are going to go down. And that is what a lot of businesses are seeing. And to add something else into the mix, the Google search page has changed drastically since it was launched in 1997. It is not the standard results that you saw 10 to 20 years ago where it might have been 10 results, a couple of ads, and that's it. The page contains so much more information and images and graphics. And so with that point, what could happen is some of the traffic on Google that was previously going to organic results now might be going to paid results, since Google is prioritizing paid, obviously. They are a public company, so they have to make money and please their shareholders. And so one of the things that they've been doing is they've been increasing the real estate on the search page to the paid listings. And so with this term right here, red shoes, you can see you've got this whole sponsored listing here at the top. For me, I'm opted into the Google Labs, and so I could actually generate an AI answer, and this AI section could be soon coming out to the public. We've talked about that on this channel. And then you've got some of these other product listings here. You've got people also ask. And so the first true organic result on this page, I mean, you have to scroll down significantly until you get to this Nordstrom listing right here. And 10 years ago, this listing could have potentially been in the #1 spot and received 20 to 30% click-through rate. And now, if they're ranking in the #1 spot, they might be hovering at 3% or less. And so the search page has changed drastically. And so another factor that we're going to talk about here is just the amount of content that's being produced, right? So this is an article from masterblogging.com, and I asked the question, and then I found this article on Google. It said, how many blog posts are being published per day? And they say approximately 7.5 million blog posts are being published every single day. Now, I'm not sure about the accuracy of this post, but with AI and ChatGPT and the ability to create so much more content with so many less resources, I do believe that the number is high. So the purpose of this video is not to say that SEO is dead or there's no hope for you and your business to see great results from Google. It's just to lay out some of the facts in terms of, hey, if you're trying to do the same thing that you were doing 10 plus years ago and get the same results, that's not going to be the case. And it's because of some of the reasons that I laid out. It's the lack of growth of people using Google.com. I mean, based on Google Trends data, you could actually say that Google's popularity is decreasing. And in addition to that, if you look at the population growth from 2010 to 2020, the rate, at least in the United States, has slowed down significantly to levels that mirror the 1940s. And so if there's less interest in Google overall, and there's less people around to actually use Google, that can be extremely impactful. On top of that, the search page looks nothing like it did just a decade ago. I mean, you've got a ton of images, you've got videos, you've got featured snippets, and you also have ads, whether that be product listing ads or just general Google search ads that are taking more real estate over on the search page. And so the click-through rates that you saw many years ago from your organic search rankings will probably not be as high just based on the changes to the search page. And then the last point that I'll make is that there is a lot of content being produced every single day, which means that you have to be very strategic with the content that you do create and how it can add additional value to what's already out there on the web. And so if you're looking for tips and advice on how to weather this storm and how to grow through Google Organic and Google Ads, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, that will help me with YouTube's algorithm so that I can reach more and more small businesses to get this message out. And then the other thing that I'd recommend doing is make sure to grab my free 7-day online marketing jumpstart doc. You can get it at scottredgate.com/jumpstart. The purpose of this document is to essentially bypass the entire onboarding process that many agencies charge thousands of dollars for. This document lays out in layman's terms simple tips for how you can set a proper foundation for your website and what steps you can take to drive organic traffic to your website. But hey, I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.